Never did I ever expect that I would get the attention I got on my first redesign video. Thank you very much for this. I worked really hard on the video and I am so happy with the positive feedback that I received. So here I bring you part 2. In this video, I'll be redesigning 3 characters as well as explaining my overall design philosophy and a slight rewrite of them. Along with this, I have decided to rename all of the characters. This is because Alex Mohan doesn't know how to name Japanese characters, thus making their canon names stupid as shit. So after careful and in-depth research, I decided on new names for everyone. For Ayano, I first wanted to know what her name actually meant since I never see anyone really look into it. After looking it up, Ayano roughly means color in design, while Aishi means love poem, which isn't bad, but I still wanted to change it. I've changed her given name to Yua, which can mean binding love and affection, which I thought was fitting for her, and her family name to Kawamura, meaning river village. It's an uncommon name and I liked it for her. It would be read as Kawamura Yua, and with other characters mostly calling her Kawamura-san. While Taro Yamada is a very good basic Japanese guy name, I've changed the sex and gender of the character entirely. Demigirls Rise Up. I knew the whole time that I wanted to make their family name Aoyagi, meaning green or blue willow. I thought it sounded nice, and I've been thinking about this since I drew out the character for the first time. For their given name, I decided on Harumi, which is a common unisex name meaning clear weather or beautiful spring. Their name would be read as Aoyagi Harumi. Info-chan doesn't get a name because she doesn't need a name. I thought it would add to her overall mystery, and I don't think she needs one, but I think it would be cooler to refer to her instead as Info-sama. The sama honorific is often used in business settings when referring to an individual of higher status. I thought it was fitting for her considering the whole mysterious underground business around her. As for Osana, whose in-game name Osana Najimi literally means childhood friend, I've changed her family name to Sasaki, which is the 13th most common Japanese surname, with Sa meaning help or aid, and Ki meaning tree or wood, and her given name to Makoto, meaning truth or sincerity, and it would be read as Sasaki Makoto. And now with that out of the way, let's get on to this new round of redesigns. My mic is still shit, I'm sorry. I'm starting with another character I don't see redesigned often, being Raibaru Fumetsu. Raibaru has lore, not so much in-game but through the development of the game. Raibaru was originally going to be the design for Osana, previously Rival-chan, being her placeholder for years of development as an indestructible rival. Her original design was the Unity asset model Satomi made by Game Asset Studio, whom also made the male and female models. You may have mistaken their model Aoi as Ayano in the past, considering that Alex used a recolored version of her hair for Ayano in the first few years of the game. Raibaru herself is interesting. As her wiki states, she was previously head of the martial arts club, known as the Indestructible Rival due to her 100% win streak. All her peers were very impressed and in awe of her fighting skill and impeccable strength. Her star pupil was Budo Matsuda. At the end of the semester, he challenged her to a duel and defeated her, shattering her win streak. However, Raibaru was not angry. She was instead relieved and stepped down from the club, happy to be able to finally pick up new hobbies. She then made friends with Osana, and they bestied and twinned and matched accessories, now they're together 5 ever. I don't like her backstory. It's cute, but I want to change it. It's all a joke on her Rival-chan background, and in my yandere simulator, Rival-chan doesn't exist. But let's talk about her design first. I have to admit, her design is really cute. Like, especially with the hair redesign done on the May 1st update, she is adorable. But she's still Satomi Makise. She's just pinker and she has blue eyes. Also, with the May 1st update, she's given her a swimsuit model, and you can see the issue with the lack of body diversity because with the updated swimsuit model, she has muscles and they're just painted on and it looks so awkward. Instead, I made her mid-sized with an awesome sleeper build because I love women. I used the uniforms being covering to my advantage because now from a first glance, you would have no idea how strong this girl could be. She looks very soft, which will matter more later, so remember that. I changed her high pigtails to low ones with red bows that match all the other bows I've been putting in the girl's hair. I also gave her darker skin and a more strawberry blonde color to her hair to keep things more harmonious. I did keep her blue eyes, changing them to a more icy tone. She also has some old light scarring on her arms from mishaps and spars. Ooh. With her uniform, as you can see, it's altered. Makoto did this for her, more on that later. I also kept her leg warmers, giving her pink frilly socks underneath them to add more to the design. Onto her changed-up backstory. Trained from a young age, from a family of fighters, she's always been fighting. Martial arts was her sole focus, and if she wasn't the strongest, she was the weakest. But she totally hated it. She wanted to be a lady, a dainty lady who wore frilly clothes and went to tea parties and did soft things, not fighting and sparring. By high school, she was totally over it. She wanted to be as separated from martial arts as much as possible. And that's when she met Makoto when walking around school after school, working away in the sewing room. She had asked what she was doing, and they sparked up a conversation about clothes and sewing, and they'd realized they had found their person, soon sparking up a fast, close friendship. I like this more, hee. Makoto is the one who alters all of Raibaru's clothes, and Raibaru has a huge crush on Makoto. And maybe, with some help and pressure from Yua, she'll get the confidence to tell her how she feels. Implementation-wise, this leaves her as capable of defending Makoto if you attempt to attack her while she's around. I don't imagine that she'd be following her everywhere she goes though, but they would spend a reasonable amount of time together. She just wouldn't follow her around constantly like a lost puppy. And of course, I'm renaming her. Raibaru Fumetsu. Do this with me. Say Raibaru really slowly, like how Google Translate says it. Raibaru. Girl, it's fucking katakana rival, don't play with me. And Fumetsu means indestructible. Her name is fucking Indestructible Rival. I decided on Fujiwara Rin. Fujiwara meaning wisteria field and Rin meaning dignified. I imagine that Makoto calls her Rin-chan. Now moving on to Amai, the first actual rival of the video. Amai is written as a gentle girl, a friend of all, and most importantly, the leader of the baking club. Her culinary skills are far beyond her age, and nothing makes her happier than seeing people enjoy the food she has prepared. She seems suspicious of the occult club members for some reason. According to the wiki, apparently she thinks their practices are weird. Design-wise, from the shoulders up, I love Amai. I think her color palette is really nice and concise, the mint is just so pleasing, and her hair is super cute, and I love her cute, downturned, almost Fluttershy-like eyes. I also like her thicker eyebrows. Admittedly, her design is very basic without her accessories, but still very cute. Looking down, there's obviously the uniform issue, but what's that apron? What's it covering? It's so stupid. It's the most useless apron known to man. Her thigh highs are also definitely a decision. I noticed that while looking at every rival design, every rival has their own unique sock. I'm not sure if this is to differentiate them from each other with more than just hair, but it's very dumb, and it's playing into the sexy schoolgirl look that I'm trying to play away from. Getting into my own redesign, I made Amai plus-sized. I think body diversity is very important, and I think the silhouette and features I gave her make her look soft and approachable. I also tanned her skin and gave her a bit of a different haircut based on these references. I personally really like her headscarf, but that might be biased because that's something that I wear often, but I kept it. Instead of the thigh highs, I gave her striped crew socks paired with the uniform indoor shoes. I also took off her apron and gave her a club leader badge instead of the armband, since I think it looked more fitting with the school uniform. Focusing on her face, I kept her sweet downturned eyes and gave her a rounded cupid's bow, as well as a few moles. I also gave her naturally rosy cheeks, and I thought it would be cute if whenever she got embarrassed or flushed, her whole face turned super red, as you can see in her headshot. As for her personality, I thought her being sweet and demure was very fitting. She's social and she works very, very hard to make others happy, often with her cooking ability. She can't deny that she enjoys the ego boost that comes with people complimenting her cooking because it serves as an encouragement for her to work even harder and improve her skill even more. She met Harumi during a bake sale, and Harumi came to sample some banana bread, intending to bring some to her mom. After having their mind blown, Harumi eventually spends the next 15 minutes chatting up Amai, completely unaware of the growing line behind them and further flustering Amai by showering her in compliments. After getting chewed up by an angry customer, Harumi asks Amai to meet up with them after the bake sale to talk more, in which they do, and Harumi ends up talking to Amai for hours, Amai just sitting and listening, further falling for Harumi. As for her rename, Amai means sweet, and Oreaka means gentle. I hope we see a theme of Alex just grabbing Japanese words and putting them together, expecting them to sound like names. I decided on her given name being Umeko, ume meaning plum or apricot, and ko meaning child, so her name can mean she's sweet as a plum or something. I chose Handa for her surname, meaning flower field. I can't stand Kizana. She's one of my least favorite characters and designs, which is insane because I usually really like the himedera archetype. But, as the wiki reads, Kizana Shinobu is a snobbish and arrogant person. She dreams of becoming a famous actress and strives to be at the top of every list, be it popularity, school grades, or club funding. Even though she's incredibly popular, her friends cannot stand her, and they overlook her flaws due to her acting abilities. Looking at her design-wise, she has 2 twin drills in this bright magenta shade of purple with 2 roses on each side of her head, as well as a choker with a rose on it and rose patterned thighs. Jesus Christ, my eyes, I hate her design. I'm so over this. Changing things up, I instead gave her a long side braid with some strands of hair falling over her eyes, as well as an ahoge, and I changed the hair color to a nice lavender as I thought it looked more pleasing. I thought the braid looked sleeker and fit her new personality, which I'll get to in a bit. I did keep her roses, putting 2 in her hair on the non-braided side. I also changed her eye color to gray and gave her some makeup, being some red eyeshadow on her tear line and bold red lipstick. As for her uniform, I thought it'd be fun to give her big flared sleeves that were slightly inspired by these pants I saw on Pinterest. I also gave her white tights and red strappy character shoes, which I've given her in a previous redesign. When designing her, I had a theme of perception versus intention in mind. Why is she wearing white tights? That's very haughty. Does she think she's above us? Well, no, actually. It's just part of her costume she doesn't feel like having to squeeze into after school since she doesn't have a lot of time to change. Oh, her makeup is so attention-grabbing. Actually, it's her stage makeup and it takes a while, so she just does it in the morning so she doesn't have to deal with it later. Personality-wise, take the old one and, throw it in a trash can somewhere. As a theater kid myself, OG Kizana makes me incredibly mad. New Kizana is a girl with a large, healthy dose of self-confidence, which can make her come off as egotistical, but she really just enjoys talking about herself. Accidentally, of course. But she'll be happy to spark up any conversation with anyone willing to ask about her favorite plays or musicals, previous shows she's been in, or theater in general, as it's her special interest and she loves it with all her heart, as it takes up every aspect of her life. One day she'll move to New York and America and play on Broadway, she says. She's recently convinced the current leader of the drama club to direct her favorite musical, which totally isn't Rose of Versailles. And she's playing as one of the female leads, a strong, princely warrior woman, and she has many songs and lines to memorize without much time. This is how she meets Harumi. They had class together, and Harumi asked Kizana about the club, which ended in Harumi getting encouraged to come and watch a rehearsal. Harumi thought this was very neat and expressed this afterwards, so in return, Kizana info-dumped about the musical and asked Harumi if they would help her run lines, since Harumi seems very interested in helping. Kizana does find herself interested in Harumi, but she's hoping to not make her intentions too obvious. As for her name, Kizana roughly translates to haughty or snobbish, while Shinobu is the katakana-fied pronunciation of the word snob, making her name pretty much means snobby snob. I instead changed her given name to Kimiko, meaning noble child, and her family name to Oshiro, meaning large castle. It will be read as Oshiro Kimiko. That is all the designs for today. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry this video took so long to make. I've been very focused on Artfight, making stuff for Artfight, working on Artfight. If you're interested in following me on Artfight, my link will be in the description. Thank you again for watching, and that is all I have for you today. Bye-bye.